Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's OpenONU Go call. Thanks, as usual, for joining. The call is public and recorded, will be shared live on YouTube. So please be mindful of the comments you make and the information you share. First of all, there's a few things that we wanted to discuss. There's a finding that Holger and Thorsten did today. That some ONUs do not reach OMCI flow pushed after a power cycle in the AT&T scenario. We seem to have tracked that to a BBSIM patch that was merged lately. We are running a test without that patch in BBSIM. The test is currently running right now, and it is this test here. I have not checked. Holger, did it already pass the critical point?
Yes, the two or three of the critical test cases passed, so we can say that the BBSIM patch, the rollback of the BBSIM patch has removed this issue.
That was I don't know if Yasin is in the call. I merged that patch. It looked good to me. I'll ask Yasin to check what's happening there.
So I think, Girish, what we will do is I think we will revert that. I will create a revert of that patch. I will then also do a 1.10.2 release of BBSIM accordingly in the same commit. So we're not having the latest release being broken, because that patch was releasing at 1.10.1. And then we can figure out what is going on. We also have a way of easily reproducing the issue. So Yasin can work on it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Okay, I will do that right after this call or the stand-up of ONF in an hour or so. Okay. Hopefully this is going to be resolved very soon. This one, Holger, do you want to inform everybody what this is? I might have been a little lost on it.
We have seen that with this TT multi-UNI scenario, we saw that tag profiles were not completely deleted after the disable ONU device, and also some one TCON remained in the etcd data. We prepared two patches for it. One came from Girish, and one came from a small one for the TCON came from the ONU adapter. And actually in BBSIM this works fine, but Girish, I've read that you have encountered some issues in hardware tests with OLT related patch, don't you?
Yeah, the fix seems a bit more complicated than I imagined. When I tested on hardware, I see, I have discovered some new problems, which most likely would, definitely appear on BBSIM as well. I'm still working on the fix. I'll update you when I have that.
Does it mean that our BBSIM test cases should be expanded to reveal this issue, or what do you think?
The thing on the hardware is it fails because some of the queues are queues on the scheduler are not properly cleaned up, or when trying to establish the queues again, because there are some stale queues, it creates problem during recreation. I don't think BBSIM is
I am re-recording the meeting. I'll stitch them together and put them up on YouTube. Okay, so you were saying, Girish, sorry, that on hardware there's a difference that for the scheduler.
Yeah, so on the hardware, we actually set up the schedulers and queues, so it actually does validate and try to set them up on the hardware, and the BAL throws an error because there are some stale resources that weren't cleaned up when the ONU was disabled. That probably is not an issue with BabySim, as it doesn't really set up the queues and schedulers and probably doesn't do strong validation on these parameters. So yeah, definitely I see this on the hardware. I'll work on a fix. It seems a bit more complicated than I imagined. I'll let Holger and Torsten know when I have the fix.
Okay. Sounds good. Any more questions for Girish on this topic? No? Okay. On the memory leak, I don't think there is any update. We did create a JIRA for this to actually check it on the soak pod at ONF. So from the ONF side, there are no updates here. Holger, do you have any updates from the Adtran side? Have you guys been able to diagnose, test anything in this sense?
Yes, we were. I set up this ppprof tool in my environment here, and with the help of this tool, I could reproduce the growing memory consumption and make it visible. And also, I think the root cause is identified. There are several mutual references of objects which have to be resolved in case of ONU device deletion to give the garbage collector the chance to remove them. And Torsten helped with creating a new robot test case. In this test case, he runs multiple loops of activation and deletion of multiple ONUs. So you could configure how many loops do you want. And when I run this test case, then I really see this growing memory. And probably we can think of integrating this test case. Actually, this is only a fast created test case, but probably it could also be worth to add some test case of this kind into the Jenkins regression. I don't know.
Is there a way you can actually verify that the memory has been not expanded, like through the test case?
Actually, I don't know if we can. If we could arm the load with the profiler and check the curves and automatically probably call the pprof tool, but I don't know if have you already thought about it? I think there should be also other tools, not so invasive tools to check the memory of the system. Has somebody have already experiences with this?
I personally have not. I mean, we do capture at scale some of the memory consumption. So let me take an action item on myself to investigate this and maybe come back with some possible ideas.
Yes, as I said, it would be possible to set up the pprof tooling, but it is invasive stuff. You have to collect a heap, for example, a heap profile, and then evaluate this.
Okay.
What do you think, Thorsten? Would you be okay with putting this test case into the regression?
The test case itself, yes, of course, but we need an evaluation of the memory consumption.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, maybe some beautifying is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
And the position to integrate it would be on the scale test compilation, or where should it run?
We'll have to see that. One question I have is, so you mentioned that the root cause has been identified. So what's the fix? Is there a fix? Is it an easy fix? Like, can you give us a little bit more detail?
Yeah, for example, there is an object, the device handler, and the OpenONU entry in the code, and both are referencing to each other. So when the garbage collector finds them, he will find a reference in the device handler to the ONU device entry, and vice versa. And therefore, he will never clean up these orphaned objects in the heap. So we have to resolve or to put this references to nil when we delete the device. I have to check if I have to protect this via mutex or so, but actually the strategy is clear to remove all the references, or to eliminate all the references that hinders the garbage collector from doing his work.
And this is quite interesting. And probably something like this might be happening in other components, say, for example, OpenONU Adapter or read-write core.
Could be, but if you can think on mutual references, then it will be the case, definitely.
Holger, can I ask you to maybe put together, even in a very like basic document or file or even email, and send them over to me, the set of steps that you have done to test and actually get to the point where you are able to see this issue, meaning like the set of commands, just because I think it would be interesting to put them in a document. I can do that. It's not for you to do, but I can put them in a document, and then maybe we can like create a couple of JIRAs to run that even on like the OLT adapter, the OpenONU adapter, the core. Like maybe there's a few things we can do, and maybe we can find some of these leaks as well.
Yeah, I can do that. And I could also think of extending Thorsten's test case, for example, to creation and deletion of OLTs, because we are concentrating currently on this patch on the ONU, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will send you the commands.
Okay. Yeah, this is great. This is actually great. This is very good stuff. I think the system would benefit a lot from this. Thanks, Holger. I'll compile them. Maybe put them in a page in the Volta docs. I think it's going to be useful. And I would say let's first start with fixing this. And then we can observe what to do with the test, and also let me investigate the memory consumption stuff. We can see. But the first thing is that it's good that you have a fix in mind and some thoughts on that.
Okay.
Good. Okay. What? Do you mind giving us an update on this bug that you are working on?
It merged, yes. I tested.
Okay. Good.
Bit more, yeah. I need to close on Jira.
I can do that for you. That's no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, I will do it. Okay, and the next one actually, Holger, the backporting of stuff to 2.8, that is completed.
Yes, the main stuff which was missing was the backporting for the ONU upgrade.
Yep.
And I skipped one of the backport because it is mostly actually only valid for multi-UNI TT scenario, and this backport would have been very huge because it would have been necessary also to backport all the stuff Girish made for flow serialization and all the stuff Michael did. And what the test says, I think we can live without this backport. But,
okay,
actually, but all other backports are done, and tests are looking good.
Okay, that's really good, really good. Okay, fine, great, perfect. That is done.
According to my information, TT is not working with the multi-UNI in 2.8, right?
Not as far of my knowledge as well. Yes, I think we can skip that. You're correct.
Okay.
Okay, so next up on the software update, I have to talk to Amit to see what's the progress on the patches that they are working on for making this thing, being the Protos change that was done, actually put it into the adapters. I'll talk to him. We started actually creating a test for the 1024 ONUs upgrade from Hardik, so that he has done, and we will take a look at it. And it's under review. There's been a few suggestions. Maybe Torsten, if you have some time, you could also take a look at that. It's on Gerrit, so you can also put any comments to it to Hardik, see if he has any fixes for that. And yeah, I don't think there is any update on the software update apart from this. Okay, any questions on this? No? Okay. Then if not, the next topic would be the voice over IP. Odds, do you have any update on this one?
Actually, I don't have good news.
Okay.
Because I have 3 ONU to test voice over IP. They are Alpha, Zyxel, and MDU device. Zyxel colleagues said they haven't been supporting our devices for voice over IP service. Also, Alpha ONU cannot activate because ONU cannot reply me preset message. I had declared this situation to the Alpha vendor, but they didn't answer my question. Also, I have a physical problem with MDU device.
Great.
Yeah, I stayed.
Perfect.
Good news.
Yeah, so one possible thing that you can try, obviously I would not advise that to be merged in master, but you can try removing the MIB reset call we do against the ONU and see if the alpha comes up. That would be a poor man's suggestion to at least see if you can get it up. On the other front, thanks to Chip, we got a dump of a series of the ONU. for the MEs. So there is supposedly support for the POTS port in BBSIM. So you could, in theory, continue develop the feature if you want by using BBSIM and seeing if that works. Given the fact that we don't have a full knowledge of everything, there might be corner cases, or there might be things in BBSIM that do not work, but supposedly it should work.
Yeah, but I never used before BBSIM.
How?
I need to work on this. I don't know.
Okay. Well, in theory, it should. I'll let you decide what to do. But thanks to Elia, we submitted that. It's version 1.10.0, which is the previous one to the one we were discussing before. So the support is there. It will definitely be needed on ONF for tests for the feature, but also maybe you can do some stuff with that. I'll let you talk with Mahir and the rest of the Netsia team to see what is the next steps. What are the next steps there? Yeah.
Also, we are talking with General Mobile for voiceover support. If they say to us, we will support you, and maybe I can working with General Mobile ONU. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let us know. I'll be happy to hear if we get any of that. I can also maybe do some investigation on my side of things and see what's going on that front.
Yes, sure. I need to talking with Mahir for this issue.
Yeah. Okay. Keep me in the loop if there is anything. That that we can do.
Thank you.
Okay. We also have done the multi-UNI tests with different TCONs, right, Torsten?
Yes, this is solved. It's done. This part one.
Great. Good. Very good. Very good. And while you're at it, would you mind giving us an update on the other general testing that we are doing?
Yes, the main feature was reconciling with wrong MDS. This has a very long tail because we found some issues. One of this was with the TP, with the TCONs and with the tech profiles deletion. And the patch from my side is well prepared, or the patches. And now I have to wait for Girish. We talked about this at the beginning of the meeting, and the other one is a patch from you, Andrea, where we wait for the ONU's release. And if both will be available, then hopefully the whole test suite will work with my patches and we can merge it.
Good. What is going on the ONUS front? We released the ONUS this morning. I have a Volta ONUS patch up for making a release. I will talk with the team today because it moves a certain component of ONUS that needs some changes in the CI management. I provided the CI management changes. So if everything goes right by tomorrow morning, your time, Torsten, you should be able the ONUS images will be the ONUS image will be available and the test will be updated to use it. So
yes, if it's so, I will retest it offline in my local environment, and then I will give you a trigger to merge. No, we have to wait for Girish. We have to wait for Girish.
Okay.
Then this will be the last one, and if both is there available, then we can go on.
Girish, what's the status on your patch? Sorry, I missed that.
As I said, the patch is not working on hardware.
Okay,
I
yes.
still don't have the complete fix.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Yes. The other things, the MIP audit, the story is written, and we discussed last week what we will do. The precondition for automated tests in the pipeline was another story, which was closed now. And now we have to discuss how we will go on with this, because to verify it automatically, we need some trigger. And this should be discussed here or by Slack. I don't know what's the best way. There's more an issue for Holger, Andrea, maybe Girish. Don't know. It's not a test issue itself.
Actually, we have to discuss about the test case at all, I think, because Andrea, these events which should be introduced with volume 3785, which was closed. Actually, you said that it will not be necessary because no operators asking for such events, and therefore, actually the audit test at all is, I think, is in question, because nobody would see that it is working, or if it is that this is functional code. I think I don't know how we have to deal with the audit function at all, because I think it wasn't required yet by the operators, right?
Hold on. So there's two things. The functionality itself, which is a periodical audit of the MDS, means that if during that audit the MDS does not match, you're going to act on that, right? I mean, we have put in place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have no opportunity to make this transparent, you know.
So what you're saying is that there is no way for the operator to know that there was a mismatch.
Yeah, and also for the test case. Also for the test case.
Well, not really, because yes, maybe you don't know that there is a mismatch, but you're able to inject a mismatch. So to me, at least in my mind, but if people here have a different opinion, please speak. My mind is that if the system is working, you inject a mismatch via BBSIM, wait for some time, and then the system is working again, it's good.
But you have no chance to see if the system made anything. It could also not react on this stuff, and then it would also work again. Yeah, we currently do not have some kind of event, you know.
How could it not react and still work again?
Yeah, I mean, if this functionality would not be present, then this check would have no consequences in the ONU adapter, you know. Actually, we have this is the same discussion, I think, as we had with Matteo regarding reconciling. He said, how could we be sure that the reconciling is really working when we do not see it outside? Currently, Thorsten would not have any trigger to say, okay, I see the code reacted accordingly on the mismatch of the wrong MDS value.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I understand the point that Holger has. I think we are over and over this discussion again and again. So, I mean, the only simplest thing that we could do is raise an event in case of in a mismatch or reconcile failure. Or probably that's the least that we could do.
I think,
okay, I agree. So because there was some discussion of piping all of this through the core, I would not do that. But an event on Kafka, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, we could look at the events proto and see, what's the best fit for this event. What are the fields that makes the most sense, or introduce new ones if needed.
You mean you don't want to introduce a new proto event, right?
Let's look at the events proto and see if there are proper categories that fit this event. I think there should be one. If not, we could create a new category and subcategory. And I think the description and the name is not something that's defined in proto, that's user defined. I mean, you could define whatever makes most sense in the adapter.
Okay, I see. Now, if you have some suggestions, then it would be welcome.
No, sure, I'll let you know. Torsten, would event be enough for your validation?
For me, yes.
Okay.
Possibly a device event with like MDS mismatch and description something.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the events proto, but yeah, I can check and let you know.
Okay, thanks, Bish. So my suggestion is this one, but
It's up. Yes, yeah. I move it. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Okay, I'll put an action item in English. Okay.
Yes, and the last one, the software test upgrade test will be backported to 2.8, as Holger already mentioned. So the code in OpenONU is backported, so I can start with backporting the tests. That's my next topic.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Okay. The last one, the unknown ME attribute, there is no update from Theo, so I'll just close this. We will work, there is this Jira, we will work on it at some point. At this point in time, there are more urgent things. And also, I would have asked Ilya to do it, but I'm letting him focus on the FTTB support, because that is also key for Deutsche Telekom and our 2.10 release. So I don't think there's going to be work done on this. Okay. Anything? So this was the end of the agenda for today that I had. Anything that you guys want to talk about?
Chip, I have seen you have started work on the constants for the ME attributes, haven't you?
Sorry, what?
There was a story because currently we are defining the names of OMSI ME attributes in the OMSI-lib and also in the calling software. And Chip wanted to define string constants that we can use these constants to eliminate a source of error in OMSI processing.
It's a vol 4485. It's not. It's just, yeah, that's right. 4485. And I'm working on that now, so I'll probably have a submission probably before later today or in the morning.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, then we will get a new OMSI-lib Go lab, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's good. The other one you had was this one. So should this one, like the next time we update?
The attributes test.json.
Okay.
You know, and that's just using, and I'll use that to make sure that we don't, all attributes names are defined and they don't change. So there's actually a unit test now for that. So, and that was a preliminary one because I didn't want to do it all at once because it could have broken or made something mess up.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes sense. Perfect. So this is actually a first step in this direction.
Yeah, that validates the fixes the string name for attributes. And so now when I introduce constants, it'll verify that the constants and what they represent don't change in the future.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. I think we can take a review of this whenever this comes up. And thanks, Chip, for doing this. Appreciate it. We will have to update the OpenONU adapter and BBSim to use this version. That's okay.
Yeah, and you can continue to use the old string names if you didn't want to change code. So
I would suggest we do it.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying you don't have to make massive changes right away just to do it. So
sure. Okay. Anything else? Okay, then if not, thanks everybody for joining. I'll stitch together the recording and put it up in the next few days. Thanks for the awesome work. There's a lot of being done, and let's continue the great progress. And I'll talk to you again on Slack or next week. Thanks everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.